Your multi-agent system just crushed the demo. 3 agents, perfect handoffs, a research task that felt like magic. Then you shipped it, and by Tuesday, it was hallucinating tool calls, looping forever, and burning $40 per request. Sound familiar? Here's the uncomfortable truth. Demos and production are two completely different physics. In a demo, you control the input. You picked a clean question, ran it 3 times until it worked, and recorded the good take. Production hands your agents garbage, ambiguous prompts, malformed data, edge cases you never imagined. And multi-agent architectures amplify every one of those failures, because each agent's mistake becomes the next agent's context. One bad step early, and the whole chain compounds into nonsense. Let's talk about where LangChain specifically falls apart. The classic LangChain agent pattern gives an LLM a set of tools and a React loop, then trusts it to reason its way to an answer. That's elegant until the model decides to call a tool that doesn't exist, or passes a string where you need a JSON, or gets stuck reasoning in circles because there's no hard stop. In a demo, you never hit the ceiling. In prod, you'll watch an agent burn 20 iterations trying to parse a date. The framework gives you flexibility, but flexibility without guardrails is just a longer rope to hang yourself with. CrewAI takes a different bet. Instead of one agent freestyling with tools, you define roles, explicit tasks, and a process, sequential or hierarchical. A researcher agent hands structured output to a writer agent, which hands off to a reviewer. That structure is exactly what saves you in production because the handoffs are constrained. Each agent has a narrow job, a defined expected output, and less room to wander. The trade-off is that you lose some of the emergent, do anything magic. But magic is precisely what breaks under load. So here's the actual fix, and it applies to both frameworks. First, cap everything. Max iterations, max tokens, timeouts on every tool call. An agent that can't finish should fail loudly, not silently spin. Second, validate outputs between steps. Don't trust that your researcher returned clean JSON. Parse it, and if it fails, route to a repair step or a fallback. In CrewAI, use structured output models on your tasks. In LangChain, wrap tools with strict schemas and retry logic with a hard ceiling. Third, and this is the one people skip, add a supervisor. Whether that's LangGraph Estate Machine or CrewAI's hierarchical manager, you need a component whose only job is to decide whether to continue, retry, or bail. The reason your demo worked is that you were the supervisor, watching, restarting, nudging. Production has no human in that seat, so you have to build one. A supervisor with clear termination conditions is the single biggest reliability upgrade you can make. And instrument everything. Log every agent's input, output, tool call, and token cost per step. When something breaks at 3 a.m., you cannot debug a black box. Traces from tools like LangSmith or simple structured logging turn, it's broken somewhere, into the writer agent got malformed input on step 2. That visibility is the difference between a 5-minute fix and a 5-hour outage. The bottom line, multi-agent systems fail in prod not because the models are dumb, but because we ship the improvised demo version instead of the constrained, supervised, instrumented version. Pick your framework for its guardrails, not its magic. Tomorrow I'm building a full production-ready CrewAI supervisor from scratch, with the exact retry and validation code you can drop into your own stack. Subscribe now, so that fix lands in your feed the moment it goes live.